What's up?
Welcome to Instant Dreams. I'm your host, John Vidine.
I was wondering why you're putting them things on. Hello there.
Hello there.
What's up, everybody? Our guest got on right when the intro was coming on. I'm hoping we can hear him. We hadn't tested out the sound just yet, but at least
most last minute ever.
That's pretty awesome, though.
Yeah.
But how's your day been?
It's been busy, like my weeks and years.
What's up, Corey? Long time no talk.
You're getting a massage.
You're getting a massage right now.
You gotta get his mani-pedi. Hello, Greg. What up, Bruce?
What's up, Brucey?
Hi, bye. I got homework because apparently doing high school wasn't enough. Yeah, they send Bryson home with all the homework, and it's not a fun time.
Dude, I hate, especially every time Abby misses, man. It's just like she was sick most last week, and all the daggum makeup works like crazy. In sixth grade,
what do y'all do at school? Like, what are we doing?
Sixth grade. I mean, why do you have that much damn homework? I don't know.
Well, that's the thing too. Like, they send all this homework home, and there's no like homework. There's no books anymore to learn how to do the shit. So you're just like,
or it's like, how do you do this? I don't know. You didn't learn how to do it in class? No. So I've got to relearn it. Just
that's Amanda. I've heard that more than once.
And I'm like, if it's math, hey, Reed, come on.
That's what Amanda will get Natalie in there occasionally. Natalie can help sometimes. Yeah. What up, Thomas? Stefan.
Of
course, it's real nice. We're good.
It's a real nice.
Whatever.
It's real nice.
I'll take your word for it. Mark. Mark got hail.
Mark?
Or that area did.
Dang, I wish we'd get some hail.
Nah, you can have it. I don't want it.
Detailer come pick up a car right at 5 right here, take down the street, and it started sprinkling. You know, that wind's coming through, and I was like, "You can take that rain down there with you, but leave all the hail. I want the hail everywhere." He's like, "No." I was like, "Yeah." But
yeah,
anyway,
I'm good.
So we got a good show tonight. I'm hoping his sound works and everything, and we'll know in just a second we pull him on.
We're gonna learn today.
Yep. So the whole goal when we started this was pulling newer techs on and or techs that fly under the radar and let people get to know them on more of a personal level. And so that's what we got today. We've got Daniel Crouse, and I'm thinking, did I pronounce your last name right? Is it Crouse?
Yeah, you got it.
All right, good. So I can see
Damn, Daniel.
But I haven't pulled you on yet. But he, we'll get his whole story and where he came from and how he got into this wonderful world we call PDR. And of course, we want to get to know him on more of a personal level and
up close and personal.
Because I know he's got wife and beautiful kids and stuff. So let's go ahead and pull him on.
Yeah,
I'm hoping it works. What's up?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, we can hear you.
You hear me? All right.
Yes.
Awesome. I wasn't sure. These earbuds are terrible, but
see if I can do the little,
whatever.
Yeah, no, it sounds fine. Man. It sounds fine. It was just trying to get on.
I had to run inside, grab the laptop. It made it work, I guess. I don't.
It seems like
it didn't want to do it. So
it seems like we've had issues. TJ Byer, when we had him on, had issues. He was on the phone, and it took a little while getting his working too. So I don't know what it is with the phone and StreamYard, but they do not like each other apparently.
Well, we quit using try to quit using StreamYard. And because of this kind of issue right here, and but the other one is just, man, you got to be professional on working that crap. And StreamYard is owned by Google and stuff, so it's supposed to be better. But some reason on the phone now, it'll either ask you to go to Google Chrome, or sometimes they'll ask you to go to Safari. It's hit and miss, but computer.
Yeah, I tried both, man. They both didn't work. It was crazy. So I ended up grabbing my wife's laptop, but her laptop doesn't have Chrome. So this is on Edge.
Makes zero sense.
I know they hate each other. Microsoft or Google.
Is it a Mac or?
No, it's
just
I don't even know what
it's Microsoft.
Okay.
He said Edge. So
okay, yeah. Okay. Well, cool. Well, man, how you been?
Hey, it works. Good. Not bad. Today was a little interesting. Yesterday, it was 70 degrees here yesterday, and it's 20 degrees today.
Same. Well, we didn't get down to 20, but it dropped like this.
There was a lot of hail that kind of came through yesterday up here in my area, which is, somewhat normal for this time of year, but it's it's just been snowing like crazy all day. So
really,
it sucks because it's freezing out here. I'm out in my shop.
And where you at?
I'm in my shop.
Where you live at?
Kalamazoo, okay. Michigan. Yep.
Kalamazoo, Michigan.
Yep. So it's the southwest Michigan, basically. Okay. Yeah. Awesome. But it's freezing. It sucks.
I know that's what I was telling Andy. I was sweating like crazy. It's it's probably 76, 77 today. And
dang, don't tell me that.
But then we started getting that front right about 5 o'clock. I mean, the wind started coming, it started dropping a little bit. It's supposed to be like low in the 40s the rest of the week and feel good,
Yeah. Good working weather.
Well, it's supposed to be raining too. And it's all I'm shut down tomorrow and Friday because baseball tournaments. And
nice.
So it's not because it's going to rain. So it was like I'm shutting down for no reason. But anyway, it's high school.
Do you coach baseball or you just?
No, it's my son's senior year. Yeah, so
nice. That's awesome.
But it's there's not many high school tournaments. It's just one towards the beginning of the season here, but it's 4 hours away, and
I gotcha.
Birmingham, about 3/4 up state of Alabama.
Looks like everybody had the same crazy weather. Like everybody's like, yep.
It went from 60 to 3, 39 to the low tonight. Yep.
It was 70 here this morning at 4 o'clock, and it dropped to I think it's in the 30s now.
What's up, Schlott? Where you at now, buddy?
Yeah, he's over in Germany drinking some Steins.
Is he already there?
I don't know.
He's probably he probably has his own like cell tower in first class flying over,
laying in his bed, chilling.
Yeah. So Daniel, let's go ahead and start off. Just kind of give us a background of where you came from, how you found out about PDR to where you're at now.
Sure.
In this PDR world.
Well, I was a body guy for quite a long time. I started out doing that, just detail work in the body shop. Started out as just basically a painter's helper, and then helped out in detail. I kind of just floated around the shop, just doing the grunt work, all the terrible stuff all the body guys didn't want to do. And it turned into something I like doing. I was actually working at Starbucks at the time. I was a barista. Okay. So but I had a long history.
Did you ever write people's names wrong on purpose?
No, I didn't do that. No, I coworkers did a lot, but I never played games like that. I was trying to be like the top barista at Starbucks. So, anyways, long story short, I was always into cars, always into bikes. I was really into bikes. I always wanted to just have a little shop somewhere down south and just build motorcycles. That's all I ever wanted to do.
Gotcha.
And like the cafe style, bobber style type bikes. So I'm really into all that. Cutting up bikes. I've probably built at least 20 different ones over the years. And
like street bikes or
just street bikes.
Or
choppers
or something.
Old stuff. So I'll take like old Honda CB 550s and chop them up and either make a bobber into it, not like a ugly bobber, make it like a cool bobber.
Yeah.
And then I drive for a little bit and then sell it. I never would make any money, but it was fun. It was fun to do. It was just a side hobby thing. But I kind of always just was really into cars, bikes, anything with an engine. I mean, since I was like 10 years old, my grandpa built me a go-kart and I had mini bikes and, up in the country, it's all dirt roads. So you can just have a good old time for, days out there. Yeah. So I was really into all that and kind of had a mechanical mindset. And then I got out of it and started working some stupid jobs. And then, I worked at Starbucks and it was the craziest thing. This girl I worked with, her boyfriend was a manager at this body shop. and he saw my car. I had this old Saab 900 turbo, and I painted it like lime green. It didn't look good. Like it was rattle canned. It looked terrible, but he liked it. He thought it was cool. He saw some potential in me, and said, "Hey, how'd you like to come work at the body shop?" And he's like, "I'll pay you, what you're making here at least." And so I didn't have anything to lose. So I said, "Sure, why not?" So I started at the very bottom, and yeah, I worked at that shop for quite a while and got to the point where I was doing paint work, and then that turned into body work. And the thing that sucked is, as you guys probably know, if you've been in that position starting out, is they use the crap out of you, and you really don't know what you're worth at the time. So I was making them so much money. It was disgusting. And I didn't realize it until my friend and I, because I was making like $10 an hour or something, and painting cars, putting quarters on, all that, $10 an hour. And no commission, no nothing. I didn't even know what commission was. Like they kept that on the DL, right?
Yep.
So I ended up going to the bank with my buddy, and he cashed his check, and I was just pissed. I was just furious. Like he was making.
Why are you getting paid more than me?
Yeah, I was like, man, I'm doing twice as much work as you are, and you made triple what I make in the last week. So I went right into management and said, yeah, this isn't going to work. Like, put me on commission.
Yeah. And
they said, oh, you'll never make it. You're not good enough. All this stuff, and I, that kind of shut me down pretty hard. But I've always been real kind of go-getter type. You tell me not to do it, I'm going to do it tenfold. Yeah. So he said that, and I thought there's just no way I can make a career out of this. I know I can. I just got to get the right tools and get all the stuff, and I'll be fine. I'll just work hard and we'll make it happen. And so I ended up telling him either commission or nothing. And so they said, well, you're never going to make it. So I said, well, I'm done. So I ended up leaving. The guy was just he was a jerk. I mean, one time he blamed me for not tightening down the lug nuts on a car. Came back, the wheel fell off, right? He was the one that put the stupid wheel on. It's just stuff like that constantly with this guy. But anyways, ended up leaving there, worked for a different shop, and they paid me commission, and I tripled my salary immediately.
I can imagine.
Auto body is this is what it's supposed to happen,
Nick said all body shops are drama free and everyone is super helpful. With the fine establishments.
But I was pretty terrible. I was pretty awful body guy. I mean, in the beginning, it's like you work really, really hard, and you just feel like you're never going to get there. Like it's such a learning curve. You're down here, and these other guys you feel like they're at the top of the world, and you're never going to get there. Well, after, years and years of that, I finally came to a point where I felt like I was getting pretty decent and doing lots of pulls, and work was coming out really good and clean, and doing combo work and all that. Was much more of a painter for the beginning of my career. Did a lot of paint work. I loved paint work. I still do, actually, but just don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Unless it's my own.
I loved painting too, but unless it's my own thing,
Exactly. Yep. I'm in the same boat. Like, if it's my car, I want to paint it. Somebody else, you're gonna have to pay somebody to do it. So sorry.
Yeah.
But it just is what it is. But yeah, so I got into it was actually a dealership body shop, and it was pretty rough. The quality was not great. They had a
dealership. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, right. I've never heard that before.
Yeah.
But it was a great learning experience. So they gave me everything I needed to learn and excel. Just a bunch of cars basically, and got all my tools, and they had a nice paint booth and all that. So ended up making really good money there and worked there for, I think I was there about 4 years. And there was this shop that I always wanted to get in, but they never had a position available. I'm sure you guys have run into shops like that. Where
especially air conditioned shops.
Yeah, well, this wasn't even air conditioned, but it was just a mom and pop shop. But it's like, it was really good quality. Everybody in the area knew this shop, and they were always busy. Like,
and the
so
owners
you know they're doing something.
The owners probably took care of them, and nobody wanted to leave. And yeah.
So I said, and the guys I was working with said, you're getting pretty good at what you're doing. I think you could probably make it there. And so I said, well, I'll give it a shot. So I stopped in, talked to the owner, and he's like, no, we don't. He's like, we just don't need anybody right now. I said, well, if you ever need anybody, let me know. And so I did that for a few months. I'd go back in and check with him and just keep pushing him. I said, look, I'm the real deal. Like, I'm not going to screw you over. I'm a good tech. I work hard. Like, I'm no BS. And so finally he's like, okay, well, we're trying this new thing where we're going to do, reassembly and disassembly and the repair techs. And you're familiar with that whole situation, I'm sure. But that was quite a long time ago. So it was kind of in the beginning of that, at least for my area. We were the only shop doing that. So I kind of started that program in their shop, being as I was the lead guy I was the point man for all the reassemblies for this shop. And this is a multi-million-dollar shop. And so being the only reassembly guy, you're cranky. Anyways, the guy gives me a job, right? And so right off the bat, first few weeks, I liked it, but man, it was just the most difficult thing I'd ever tried, because you're putting stuff together you didn't take apart.
Yeah.
So you got to know all that stuff like the back of your hand, and then parts wouldn't fit, the body guys aren't fitting their parts, all that nonsense, and that was brutal. I did that for a few years before they finally let me cut a car apart, actually do some structural work. So, but then once I got into that, they had some guys leave and they really needed me to step up, and I kind of became their point man for reassembly and body work. And I did some disassembly as well, but it was mostly reassembly and body work. And then I trained a few guys there at the shop, how to take stuff apart and, all the stuff, welding. I mean, everything you can think of in the body shop world. So it was a great experience, great shop. But they burnt me out bad.
Yeah.
I realize now that it was 100% my fault that they burnt me out, because I pushed myself too hard. And I shouldn't have. If I would have probably slowed down, I would have lasted a lot longer.
Yeah.
But it ended up just being too much for me, just so stressful. I was having health problems and all kinds of stuff. So ended up leaving there, jumped around to a few different shops, and ended up actually going back there. But what kind of got me interested in paintless stat repair was actually all the glue pulling stuff in the beginning at the body shop. So they didn't have any Kiko stuff at the body shop where I was at. I quit, went to a different shop, and these guys had this old Kiko set. It was, I don't know, level 2 or something in the back. Nobody'd ever used it, right?
Yeah.
And these body guys were like, that thing's a piece of junk. You're not going to make any money with that thing. And so I said, well, it looks pretty cool. Like, if it works, I'll give it a try. And so I was the only guy that used it. And I used that thing religiously. That's all I used was glue. Instead of the stud welder, nope, I'm glue pulling it, because I liked the idea of not burning the backside of the panel. And, not that you could do it without burning the backside of the panel, but without rods or anything like that. Stud welder and, a Linko is what you got. So, or welding tabs and all that nonsense. So anyways, the Kiko stuff, I jumped right away on it. I loved it immediately. Started watching videos, and then ended up leaving that shop. I did jump around a little bit, guys.
Don't all body man?
Yeah, well, no, I
stuck
for a while. And then I was like, is it me or is it the shop?
Right.
You know?
Well, it doesn't sound like you're jumping around to see who had the better drugs.
Yeah, that's right.
Like down here, you can't find good body men because
that's Mobile, Alabama.
Most of them are on meth, but
Well, I think it's probably pretty similar up here. I think it just kind of goes with the territory of that type of work, and I don't know why. It's very few and far between the clean body men out there.
I don't know. The body shops I service, they're all pretty clean cut. I mean, they'll have their beers and liquor, but other than that, they're pretty clean cut guys. So
that's nice. That's good.
Yeah, it happens sometimes.
Sometimes.
What videos were you watching for the Kiko stuff?
Mr. Danny Hacker.
Fish shop.
So he got me all fired up. And I was just watching him, and I was like, man, this guy, he knows what he's doing, and he could probably really help this shop. And so I ended up talking to the owner when I came back to this other good independent shop and said, hey, have you heard of Kiko? No, I never heard of it. So I said, well, you really should have heard of it by now. You run 2 shops and you're kind of a big deal. You should probably check this stuff out. And so he took my recommendation, and we invited Danny Hacker out. And I had already been doing some paintless dent repair, but I had a cheap Chinese set, and it was really just trying to make my body work a little bit better, Yeah. And but I used the glue pull stuff quite a bit. But anyways, got back there and they didn't have any of it. I'm like, you got to get this Kiko stuff. So he ends up buying a ton of them. I mean, he bought, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 full systems from Kiko. Danny Hacker came out and did a training, and he got me really excited about glue pulling, and
he's good at that. He should be a motivational speaker too.
He is. He's very good at that.
Every time I see Danny, he gets me excited too.
I know, right?
He's so good. He's very good at like giving you stuff for free. So that went a long ways.
Danny he's good at teaching, especially coming from the body, side of things, the body shop side. He knows, and he really believes in it, and he has a way of getting it across to
stuck on meth in the comments.
So we love Danny to death.
And you guys done a great job. Not just Danny, like Gene Fetty was always a great trainer when he was doing stuff for Kiko. What'd you thumbs down?
I didn't. I don't know. I don't
Mike Mack, like all the Kiko trainers are really good at that. Like they do a great job. But yeah, Danny's that face that you normally see with the training and stuff. He kills it.
Well, I got really excited because I had chatted with him a little bit online, and I said, hey, I think you're going to be the one coming to our shop. And I just was talking about like some lateral tension and random stuff going on. And so this is a little ways before, all this nonsense came out with lateral tension, being really big. I mean, it's been out there forever. I mean, body guys know that. I've been using this crap for quite some time, but yeah, PDR world, it really makes a huge difference. So anyways, he came out, had a whole bunch of stuff for free. He just gave me, and hopefully this doesn't get him in trouble. I doubt it, but it was really cool.
And I'll explain how that works. Like they got demo stuff they use at shows and stuff like that, and so they can't sell it to anybody. So that's how free stuff is given out.
Don't tell me that. Okay, don't tell me that. Yeah,
wink.
We are live right now, so I want to explain to everybody like, oh, he's just throwing out free shit.
Yeah.
No, I mean it's a great marketing strategy for
absolutely.
Sure. But I absolutely loved it. It went a long ways with me, so I ended up using Kiko stuff constantly after that, and then was still doing body work for a few years, and I went to a different shop after that, and was using their stuff, trained a couple of their guys on how to use the stuff, and then. So with paintless dent repair, it was really this one guy came into the shop,
It's always that one guy comes in.
Yeah, I know it, right? we had a paintless dent repair guy that was okay, but he didn't do it a lot. He was still a body guy, so it was like, you can't. It's hard to do both at the same time.
Sorry, all these. Well, as soon as we said meth, everybody is.
I know. Jim Mitchell's texting me here.
That's awesome.
Actually, I'll call you if I get a message. You appreciate that. It was.
Oh my God! Yeah, Jim. Don't get on meth and shoot at school.
Sorry, Daniel. This episode has went south real fast.
Sure did.
All you had to do is mention meth.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what I was talking about.
You was talking about there's a guy came in the body shop.
Yeah.
Because everybody's
the hail. We had some hail. We had a bad hail storm come through. Big. I mean, these were huge hail.
Yeah.
And there was this F-250, all aluminum F-250 that came in, and this truck was peppered. I mean, it was destroyed. This dude spent a day. He was there one day, and I saw the bill, and I was like, "What? Like, are you kidding me? Like, he seriously made that in an afternoon?" And he's like, just chatting with everybody and acting like everything's cool. I've been sweating bullets, but it was really eye opening. And so at that point, I was like, "Yeah, I need to get into this, or at least try." And so I kept dabbling on my own a little bit, and I'd practice here and there, and just wasn't figuring it out, though. I mean, it takes so long unless you're like, really devoted to it. So I wasn't. I was still doing all the auto body stuff, and I was so burnt out. But then I got kind of excited, making little videos here and there, and started buying some better tools. So I started with a giant set from Dentcraft, which was probably a mistake, but I love the Dentcraft tools.
You can't go wrong with it. Eventually you'll use them.
Yeah. Eventually you'll use it. But at the time, it was a lot of money.
I know.
It was probably not the best decision.
I think a lot of guys do that when they start out. They buy like all the tools. It's like, just slow down, like go into empty house, put your hands on some tools. Slow down. Like there's several conversations I've had with people like, you don't even know how to use it. Slow down.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, that's why I think a lot of us, when people ask, especially in beginners and all that, or people wanting to get into PDR, what's the best tool set? Don't worry about
training.
The tool set. Training.
Right.
Yeah. Well, Jim's watching. That's what Mark Hunter was buying, all the tools. I was like, dude, stop. You need training. He went to Jim, and he was like, Jim said the same thing you did, to stop buying tools. I was like, I know. It's funny how that works.
You'll have a tool addiction like Jim does.
Oh, man.
Every single tool there is, but
I can't afford it. I wish.
The training is the route to go to spend the bulk of that money in the beginning on.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm self-taught because there really wasn't any training that I knew of back when I started. Now I know, if I knew what I know now, it'd be different. But Jim wasn't training right when I started.
Who did?
I said Jim wasn't training when I started.
RWO.
Yeah. So no, there's.
I don't know. Because I never did any training, never paid for any training or anything like that either. I still haven't. I am a part of Real World PDR though, so I've watched.
That helps a lot.
I've watched some of his videos. Sorry, Jim, I haven't watched them all yet, but then they are amazing. He's top.
I always say he's got a great way of explaining stuff in his videos. Like the way he explains it just makes sense.
Yep, it's like the Real World. I mean, it makes sense why he named it that.
Right.
And then if you want a good laugh, you just watch Hudson's videos and watch his little hands work.
I do.
Great.
Hudson's videos. Actually, I met him at MTE. That was funny.
They're all great, man. So anyway, sorry to get you off track, but
anyways, this hail guy he wasn't just a hail guy. He does everything, big dents, anything you could think of. And he's so fast. I mean, just blew me away.
You remember who it was, or do you want to say his name? Or
I'm not going to say his name. I can't say his name, but
man,
he's not well known around here, at least on social media. I've never seen his name. So he keeps things on the DL. I think he wants to keep it that way, which that's just the way he is. So
some people like it.
Yeah. Yep.
I respect it.
But anyways, the quality level of the repairs, like, because I'd seen some other dent work, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty impressive. But this was like, it looked like nothing ever happened. I mean, it was perfect, and so it really made me think twice about what I was doing with my life, and I ended up leaving that shop, went to a different shop. Same company, but different location where it was less busy, and they did a lot of enterprise cars. So they let me just go at it. And that was awesome. It was huge. I mean, it was really amazing that they let me do that. And enterprise was ecstatic. I mean, because we're not painting these cars anymore. We're just making them look a lot better. But I could never get them perfect, and it would grind me. It's like,
well, that's good, because that pushes you to get better.
Yeah.
That means
because a lot of people would get to that point and just be like, well, there it is. That's what I got.
Yeah.
I'm going to charge for it.
I couldn't do it, especially after seeing other people's work. And then you're like, well, if I want to be the best or as good as I can be, there's no way I can ever stop trying to improve at this. I mean, it's just kind of like I felt in the beginning of auto body. I feel like it with PDR, it's even more so. There's just a never-ending learning curve. So
always,
I think if you have that kind of attitude about it, you're just going to continue to excel.
Yep.
And I think I've proven that pretty well. I mean, I started the PDR business, the Southwest Michigan PDR, July 11th. Just this last year. So it has not been very long. And consistently, I've really only been pushing for maybe a year. And but it's been hard pushing. So
did you start that before you left the body shop, or did you just go straight?
I was doing it for a while I was working in the body shop. I kind of built up a little bit of a clientele base for myself. And people started to know that that's what I was doing. And even when I went to quit, at the body shop, he was like, yeah, I knew you were going to. And
right. Thanks for helping me on all them enterprise cars.
Right. Well, I got their other guys, one of their younger guys that I trained when I was at that shop. I gave him my old
Chinese
picks.
set.
And well, I made him pay for a few of them. It wasn't much though. And and I know he loves it. He's getting into it, but he's like, he's pretty young. He's really into the auto body stuff and filler and all that. I can't stand filler. It just makes me sick now. It's like I'm so glad I haven't had that smell of that sanding smell that's on your body that lingers with you for years, it seems.
It's kind of like being a diesel mechanic. It never comes out of your skin.
Yeah, or like a dairy farmer. They always just smell like crap all the time.
Or like pulling my truck in and out of the shop. I still smell gas fumes from my damn truck from pulling it in earlier.
That's what a customer yesterday brought a motorcycle tank, and he's like, I drained just about all the gas out, and my wife has a nose like a hound dog, and I put it out back here, and she was like, is that tank still in here? I'm like, no, it's back there. She's like, it's burning my lips. It's so bad. I'm like, what? Shit, opened all the windows and it got out of here, but just passing through here.
That just being dirty all the time. And because I serviced out of a body shop, like they let me use some space and I was thankful for it. But my tools are gross. I was gross. I was like, good God, this sucks.
Not anymore. I mean, look, you dapper dent repair now, buddy.
That's it. Yeah, we clean.
Very dapper. I've seen your videos. Your shop
I'm just being stupid.
Nice. Looks very nice. So anyway, so this BMW here was the last car I built at that shop. And at that car really got me a lot of work. I went to lots of car shows and stuff in the summers, and people really, it really sticks out. I mean, you can't not see it.
Can you turn the camera a little bit so we can see it a little better?
Yeah.
Stefan said that's his dream car.
Got a wide body kit on it.
Yeah, it's a wide body BMW E30. They're very sought after. I've always been a BMW nut, and Mercedes got nut. So I actually got another one behind the curtain over there, but it's in reconstruction phase. But anyways, I like to take these big projects and just go crazy with them. So ended up bringing this to lots of car shows, getting a lot of recognition from people. And then last summer, right before I quit, I went out to this really big car show, one of the biggest BMW shows in America, actually. And I had a booth set up. I paid for a booth, brought all my tools, and I had people. I brought a fender with me that was set up on a fender stand. And I said, here's people. It was funny because people just swarming me because they were like, what the heck is this guy doing? They'd never seen this at a car show like that before.
Right.
And so I said, well, just take my hammer and smack that fender, and I'll show you how I'm gonna fix it. And they're like, no way, you're not gonna do that. I'm like, yeah, seriously, just smash it. And so I get some guys that, they go a little crazy. And I'm like, well, I'm gonna be here all day. But it's okay, whatever. I'll just sit here and pick away. It's more practice for me. So it was really good. I had business cards there, gave all those out. That really jumped things up for me. So I really didn't do any advertising other than that in the beginning. And then it was all just word of mouth from there.
Yeah.
And I was really busy last summer, and very blessed. I also just got to say, just a giant thank you to my wife and my kids who have gone with me down this path. And there's no way I would be able to say I am where I am without them. So they really excelled.
I agree. I'm the same way.
They really push you. Like if I never would have had kids, I'd probably still be working at Starbucks or something. I hope I'd own it by now. But
so speaking of, because it's about that time, let's get into that personal life. So we know you're married and we know you have kids. So how long have you been married? How many kids you have?
We've been married 13 years. I hope I'm right on that.
Look, every guy we ask is like, is my wife gonna go back and watch this? Am I gonna get in trouble?
I'm pretty sure my wife is in the house watching this right now.
Nice.
So, and all the kids
comment if you're watching.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah.
How many kids you got?
I've got 3 kids. So I've got a 10-year-old girl, Lily, and she's just absolutely wonderful. Just amazing girl, amazing daughter. She's a softball star, man. So we coach Little League in summer or in the spring and summer.
Yeah.
And we have. I don't know if I'm going to do it this year, honestly, but
do it as much as you can.
I'm going to try.
One day. Well,
I'll still be there helping. I'll still be there helping, but I don't know if I'm going to be like
not head coach.
Yeah, head coach. Yeah, I don't.
It takes a lot.
Yeah, well, I'm good with people, so like the parents, they're okay. And this is a really, really good. I would never even have thought of it if it wasn't at this little league. We've been to some other little leagues. I'm like, no, parents are awful. So, but this one though it's not bad. But anyways, yeah, Lily, she's awesome. She's just a little mom. She takes care of the 2. She just takes care of everything. She's very, very independent. She gets up, makes her own breakfast and stuff like that. She's always helping do stuff. So. She's very crafty, so she likes knitting, and she's funny. She's like old grandma, but she's a sweetheart. She's a sweetheart. So that's my daughter, and then I've got Kellen, who's the second oldest. He's 8, and he's a wild child. He's
the middle child,
madman, kind of like his father. Yep, middle child. I was a middle child, and he's got a crazy brain. He's different, but he's so smart, and he just his thing is Legos. I mean, he's obsessed with Legos, but the stuff that kid comes up with, it blows your mind. Like he'll sit down and he'll have an entire spaceship made that with working rockets and all that.
He just came up with out of his mind.
Came up with out of nothing. I'm like, I would have had to like think of that for days. I would have gone to sleep thinking about what I was going to do on it the next day. But like he just attacks it.
He'll be out there helping you build your car for long.
I do. I want him to. He will soon. I think. He's sorry, Colin. I know you're probably watching this, but he's just a little scatterbrained right now. But
at 8 years old, that's understandable.
Yeah. At 8 years old, yeah. I mean, I don't even remember. I was probably absolutely nuts when I was.
All he needs to do right now is learn how to hold a flashlight right.
Yep.
Hey,
don't get yelled at.
Yep.
None of us know how to hold a flashlight right.
Nah, I got yelled at so many times.
So that's Kellen. He's just a sweet little guy. Super nice. Awesome. Actually, he's not little. He's a giant. It's huge. He's really tall. Tall and skinny like his old man. And then my youngest is Levi. He's 5, and he's an absolute sweetheart. Just a wonderful little guy. He still comes in and snuggles us every night. And
nice.
He has a bad dream. He comes in the bed with us and all that stuff. So
he can never get in trouble.
Yeah,
he's the youngest.
Baby. Yeah, he's the baby. He's a little stinker sometimes, but it's because he's the baby.
My brother-in-law used to call my wife when she was little BGYW, baby get your way. Because
baby get your way.
She got her way with everything. It was just the two of them, but he was like, he's like 6 years older than her, so it was always BGYW.
I remember that growing up, always thinking it was just so unfair. So unfair. Your little brothers they just do whatever they want,
I was the baby, so I
well, that makes sense.
I had 3 older sisters, so it's like,
I got you. No, I was right in the middle of there were 7 of us. So
wow. Big family.
Yep. 5 boys, 2 girls, and all homeschooled as well.
Really?
So never went to public school. Never went to. Well, I did go. I couldn't even call it college. I went to a community college for like a half a semester.
You sound like me.
Nope, I can't do it. I was working 2 jobs. I'm like, I'll just keep working. This is stupid.
What'd you go for?
Oh man, I actually went to be a physician's assistant.
Hey,
that's what I wanted to do.
That's good money in there.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. That was stupid. That was really stupid.
It happens.
So, what do y'all like to do as a family? Y'all like to go? Y'all like to travel? Y'all like to, what do y'all like to do?
Well, we like camping. We camp every year, tent camping or in a cabin, but tent camping, I don't know. Last year we had we got rained out and we had some rough times last year. So I was like, I told my wife this year, I don't know if I can even do it. So we're going to stay. I know we're going to stay in some cabins this year. And but favorite place to go is Silver Lake Sand Dunes. I don't know if you ever heard of it, but it's like 50 acres of just giant dunes, and it's all ORV regulated, so you can bring your vehicle up there, dune buggies. I mean, there's crazy stuff up there. So I bought a sand rail last year, beginning of the year, with tax refund money. Went out and
What's that?
What's that?
Yeah, stupid. It was stupid. Well, it was kind of like
just wait there, Daniel.
It was a dream of mine. Like I really wanted to. Well, I sold it to buy PDR tools. So,
there you go.
But it is what it is.
Actually,
pretty bummed
Jim
about
Mitchell's
that.
wife actually said she loves Silver Lake.
We went out there last year and ripped around on the dunes 4th of July, and it was the most amazing experience I think I've ever had as far as camping or anything like that. So kids loved it. We had just a great time. So outside of that, we go camping with my family. So we're campers. We like to camp. What else? We got, sports and all that nonsense with the kids. And right now it's just right now we're gearing up for softball and baseball. So that's about it. So we're just, we've been practicing out in the yard when it's not snowing and
yeah. I'm kind of curious too. Nick asked what your favorite Starbucks drink is, and I wonder if you asking the one to make or one to drink.
The Americano, Nick. Americano. It's just shots of espresso and hot water. That's all it is. But it's like a real strong coffee drink. If you like my coffee,
yeah,
it'll make your hand shake.
That's what I need all the time.
I do too. I'm a coffee drinker. I like coffee, but for sure. But yeah, what else do we like to do? I don't know. We just like being together. We like hanging out as a family.
That's good.
So is your daughter playing travel ball with the softball, or
she has been asked. She's been asked for the last couple of years, and we said no. Really, just because
it really doesn't do anything until they get older. I would say more middle school, going into high school, especially high school time. That's when summer ball really, especially if they want to
keep going with it.
Yeah, summer ball is big, but don't play year round.
No, we know people that do.
Oh, we have so many boys right now that are having. Even this season, we've got 2 pitchers out in the first 2 weeks, having Tommy John. 3 pitchers, one's on JV, because they freaking play. They try to throw as hard as they can. They play year round.
Yeah,
and I've called it for years. I'm like, that kid's going to have Tommy John by the time he's in high school. That kid's going to have Tommy John. And you got to rest. But
yeah. I think Lily wants to do. We want to do volleyball. So, but we missed the season this year. So next year we'll jump into that. I was always in basketball, but
basketball.
Yeah,
that's what I played growing up.
Yeah, it's the only thing they had for homeschool sports was basketball up in Michigan. So
really,
I mean, that was it. Now they've got like everything, but yeah, that was all we had was basketball.
Jackson,
you don't know what Tommy John surgery is?
You don't play sports,
boy. Jack, go look it up, Jack.
Google it.
Yeah, some of the my kids go to private school, so I know in the elementary sports that some homeschool kids were able to play with us.
Yeah.
Because a lot of that is through like the YMCA anyway. It's just the school would have their soccer team or whatever doing it. So
I know.
Yep.
You said you're tall. Would you? I mean, obviously that helped the basketball. How tall are you now?
I was 6'2". I think I've shrunk to 6'1", somewhere in there. I'm probably still 6'2".
How old are you?
34.
34. Goodness.
Jeff said, do you homeschool your kids now?
Yes, we do. We homeschool the kids. Yep. My wife does. I don't. But yeah, she's amazing. Stay-at-home mom, takes care of the kids, takes care of the house. Like, obviously, like none of this would have happened. Would be able to happen without that. So, and she's just been amazing. Like, when I started this business, that's a huge leap of faith. I mean, you're thinking, because I was making a lot of money at the body shop, like getting close to like $200,000 a year, and which was at the top of my game, but it was just killing me, and not having
you earned every dollar,
earned it. Yeah, I did. I worked hard, but it got old. It got to the point where it was like, is this it? Like, am I just going to be an old dirty body man forever? And I knew there had to be a different path. And my wife was super supportive. Just said, hey, you can do anything. Just try it, And so I did, and I'm so glad I did. I'm so glad I did.
Absolutely.
Man, it's been amazing being home so much more with my kids and just being able to see them grow up more and just being more a part of their life. When you're at a shop or something where you're somewhere where you've got to be 9 to 5, it's really hard to want to come home and then, you want to wrestle with your kids and you want to, if you're doing body work anyways, it hurts you. And then you're like, I can't even do anything,
Yeah.
So with paintless dent repair, it's not like it's super quick, easy money, but it's much quicker for me anyways than it was at a body shop. So I like doing it. I like talking to the customers and getting to know people, and that's really fun. That I never had that at the body shop. It's just stuck in a corner somewhere.
Yeah, stuck in a corner somewhere.
Yeah, nobody knows who you are. And the videos are fun too. So the videos and all the stupid tools and stuff I make, it's really just the only reason I was doing this. I was kind of bored, honestly. Yeah. And it was a good way for me to try to help somebody else. Like maybe somebody else is in my shoes and they don't want to buy all the really expensive stuff. And maybe they're just curious. And there's things you can make that you don't have to buy right away. Yeah. You're going to have to buy them eventually.
Yeah. I think, but like people like you, people like me, not everybody's like us that
I'm not.
Like, hey, yeah, like
I got to buy my shit.
Like me, you can think of something and go make it real quick.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, they'll want to do it and they'll spend more money trying to make that tool than they will, buy. It's great.
I would lose my mind trying to make a damn tool. I would throw shit. And I'm not a creative person like that.
Pointing that way.
Yeah, I'm not creative or like it ain't for me. I'll just buy the shit out of it.
Like I've got tons of tools I've made, and especially like my doodah tool is. I needed a tool. I needed that tool. Yeah. But you can't find them in the U.S. And luckily now I know Barry, but Barry's still there. You still can't get them in the U.S.
Right.
And
I'll show you the one I made. I think I've got it right here.
While you're looking for it, what do you think about the PDR industry moving over from body shop? Like PDR industry versus body shop industry is like as far as the community and everything.
It's totally different.
Yeah, that's what I asked everybody.
100% different. Body guys are the a-holes. 90% of them. They're just terrible. Everyone what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say I see a couple of people every now and then always talking about the PDR industry. They're just a bunch of drunks and a bunch of assholes and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like,
really?
Dude, the majority of us are like a huge family.
Yeah,
that has not been my experience at all.
No, it's like tight knit.
Yeah. It's quite the opposite. I mean, I've never had so much support in anything I've tried to do. And I just think MTE for me this year was huge, guys. Like
absolutely.
I was about to ask you about that. What you thought?
Randy Hobson. So Randy Hobson, I made a post a while ago asking some advice on some stupid dent that I should never have, took on. And he said, what are you doing? Why would you take something like this on anyways? And so it led into this big conversation about how like I have to take anything I get because I have to put food on the table. I have to pay bills. Like I'm not at the place where you are, where I can just refuse some work. I have to take it all. Like, I'm sorry, it is what it is. And got to talking with him about a lot of different things. And he said, you really want to meet some people and you got to go to MTE. And so I did. And that was like 2 weeks before MTE. And so I got the
last minute.
It was very last minute. I wasn't planning on going.
Right.
I don't know anybody. I'm literally the only guy I know around here that does paintless dent repair. And since then, now I know a few, but I didn't know they existed. So, going to MTE was a huge eye opener, a huge success for me. Met so many amazing people, learned a ton, just learned so much about PDR and the industry and who these people are and how just helpful they are. and they just want to help you get better. I mean, they might want a little bit of their cut, but that's okay. Because I mean, the body guys aren't going to give you anything. Like they will, at least in my experience, you learn that 100% yourself. And unless you're watching them, they're not going to tell you how to do anything. At least that was my experience. And it's a hard learning environment at a body shop.
Mm-hmm.
You got guys that have been there forever that hate it, and they hate you. And so it's a terrible situation. It's been that way almost every body shop.
And now they really hate you because you're a PDR guy.
Yeah.
Now they really hate me.
Some bitch just came in here and made $500 in 5 minutes.
No, actually, now I go into body shops and I've worked at so many of them. They all know me, and they're like, "Hey, you know you." And so that is kind of fun because I know so many guys at different shops because, like you said, body guys just kind of fly all over the place. So that's part of it's kind of fun, at least for me in the area, because I'll go in and like, hey, I worked with you, so and so, and so you have that kind of camaraderie with the body guys, and some of them are really happy for you, and some of them, they just look the other way when you come in the door. So it is what it is. But the body shop the last body shop that I quit, they're not happy. They're not happy. They're not going to give me any business forever. Like I know they won't.
That's
so
fine.
Oh well,
it is what it is. It's like it's years of like, man, I gave you everything I had for so long.
Yeah.
So
I don't think about that. It's what have you done for me lately?
Exactly. Yeah.
And I recommend, like, bouncing off the MTE thing. I recommended so many people, like Greg last year was his first time, and he got to experience what you did this year. Stefan, we was working hard on him coming. He had a blast. Nick Priest, like a bunch of guys. Like, I recommend anybody come to MTE that's not been, like, you will learn. Yeah, it's a little pricey to stay there or whatnot, but you will learn so much. It's invaluable what you learn at MTE compared to
Nick Priest and Stefan, I actually got to hang out with him for a little while. I mean, we hung out multiple times, different days, and that was really neat because I knew them just through social media before going, and then I got there. I'm like, oh, hey, these guys. I know these guys, and so they're from the body shop guys. So we had that kind of camaraderie, and so I kind of stuck with them for a bit, and but I really got to know Jim Mitchell really well. We hung out quite a lot. Jim and I did just on that trip and got to know each other really well. And that was really influential for me to have somebody like that.
You learn more, my experience, and most people talking with people outside of the convention.
Yep.
This hotel's different. But not next year, but the year after, we'll be back at Rose and Shingle. And
the pool bar.
There's a pool bar, huge pool. And we're out there. I mean, they love us. It's not cashless. It's not that. But you learn so much more just talking with people all night long out there than really you do in the convention. Because it's so busy in there. It's phenomenal, man. We tell people all the time you need to go.
Getting a lot of love. Jim said it was awesome. Hang out and make fast friends, and he's happy. Then John Vidine said he met you at MTE. Great dude. You get a lot of love on here. Nice. I didn't even get to meet you at MTE. Like, I don't know how.
No, I didn't even see you.
There were several people on my list to see.
I was stuck in the corner in the Dental Olympic side. Selling mine and Kevin's DBAP
swag
and stuff.
I was all over the place. Like, I don't stay still too long, so I'm just everywhere or try to be.
I was kind of doing the same thing. I went to all the educational stuff too the day before. That was.
How'd you like that?
It was okay. I thought it was really good. Some of the things that I heard, it was just a kind of a repeat for me. But that's okay. I know a lot of the guys, it wasn't that way. So, it was really good. Just hearing stuff from, all the other techs that were in there and chatting with them afterwards, what their thoughts were on it. And, yeah, it was pretty good, but I didn't really have any. I didn't have any big takeaways from the educational part, which is okay. Which is fine.
You go to the shop owners roundtable?
I did not. No, I didn't do that.
That was the one to be in. That was
I tried, and I think that was the one. There was a line that was so long you couldn't even get in the door.
Yeah, it was packed.
So
and,
I should have got there way earlier. I wasn't prepared for that.
That was a hot one.
And it was packed in the back, and then an Uber driver spoke up, and then he left after he got shut down, and then it kind of cleared out in the back so more people could come in. But
I like how Stephenson was out there, like, we ate dinner together, fool. Hung out quite a bit. He's messing with me. I agree with Jeff. It can be life changing. That's where you make some long lasting relationships at the MTE, and it just helps push you further.
It gets to the point where MTE is basically our family reunion once a year.
Yeah,
it's all of us
really
are
cool.
Like I said, it's a huge family, and if you treat it like that, and we all stay in touch, especially all of us on social media and all this kind of stuff. But that's the time that we get together.
That's what's so funny. Like, you want to meet all these people, and that's probably why I don't get to meet so many, because I'm always end up with my same crew and everything. Like, we just always end up hanging out together, and I'm meet you sometimes, and sometimes I'm all over the place.
Dude, there's so many people I didn't see, or people I've talked to for hours, like the Sarahs. I talked to for 3 hours last MT or the MT before last, and then
I didn't see them.
It was like, hey, bye, and I didn't get to see them all. But it's always great, man. So
I got to meet Sal Contraz, which I thought was really neat. He just because of he comments on a lot of my YouTube stuff. He's kind of a MacGyver kind of guy as well. Makes stuff just kind of the way I do, just makes things. And so that was really fun because he recognized me. And I think he was probably the only person there that recognized me when I came, other than Ken Garrison. Ken Garrison knew who I was. But that's probably just because I spent a small fortune with him.
He's like, I know this dude. He got a wallet.
But I love Ken too. Metal Medic Tools, they're phenomenal. Obviously, Kiko products. I love the Kiko products, but Ken is just a solid dude.
You'll get to know a lot of the tool companies and
Well, Johnny, keep a lookout for them smaller meetups too. Those are great to hit. Like you get a lot of great conversation at MTE, but you get better, more long lasting conversations at smaller meetups because there's not so much going on. So I always highly recommend people looking out for them and going to them. It's a big deal too.
Yeah, I think that would help for people that aren't like real social, especially. It'd be a lot easier to connect in a smaller group.
Well, social media has really helped with that in the last several years. It's you may not
like my meetup.
you may not see somebody in person. You may, like me. I haven't met you in person. But the next time, after seeing you on social media or whatever, you feel like you already know the person.
Right.
And so when you do see them, it's just like Stefan and Nick. I mean, I felt like, even though we had already had them
forever,
on the podcast,
that's the first time we
felt
met
like I've already known them,
So those guys are so cool. They're so easy to talk with.
Got to see him and it's like we've known each other forever, but no, it's great, and man, hopefully you can make it every year.
Shameless plug. I have a meetup in November, right around Thanksgiving time. It's for
toy drive.
It's a charity for toy drive too, so it's a win-win situation. So
is that is that in Tennessee then?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
so
down
you're
in my
Tennessee.
shop.
Andy's Tennessee.
I'm
Brandon,
South
Alabama.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's roughly 7 hours from me, so I drive up for that one, and I have a car. Well, we did a car show for ours, so not really.
I think Vegas is happening, Vidine. I haven't heard much about it yet, but it sounds like that's kind of
it is. I know they're going to do the beginner dent competition there.
That's right. Yeah,
at Vegas. They didn't do it at MT. They won't do it at MT anymore. They'll do it at the Vegas show.
That's pretty cool.
Vidine shows up late to my meetup. He shows up at like 1:30. He just loves going to Nashville.
Yeah.
I had to make sure I
do fly.
Vidine.
I do fly now.
Oh, Vidine's a trip.
But
I had to make sure I gave him a good handshake on his tabs because I use those tabs I use those tabs all the time.
You mean the ones that ones that break all the time?
I have not broken one.
I rarely break.
That's one thing I don't understand about these guys that keep posting and saying, I broke another tab. I have not broken one tab. I'm like, what are you guys doing?
Even if you break it, I guarantee you it pulled
it
that
paid for
out.
itself. Yeah, and it paid for itself 100 times before.
Look, I have them that are stretched over an inch and curved, and they still pull. So
they still pull.
Yeah. I mean, I got some next on them about that long.
Yeah, it aggravates me, and I've told John that so many times.
I rarely break them, but I mean, I think I've used the shit out of them until they just get to that point they're done. But
they're consumables. You buy more.
They make me a lot of money. I am not complaining about those.
I have tabs that I can't get to stick and pull anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I stay with Reaper glue and those tabs and
I use my robo lifter and I'm good to go.
Yep,
that's awesome.
I do break them because I use a slide hammer a lot of times. So.
Yeah,
that's probably why.
Yeah, I don't use
that's one of the reasons. But if that glue stays on there long enough, I break them with. Oh, the mini lifters, how I stretch them. It's like, whole head comes and turns. I'm like, dang.
I called VD one day. I was like, I got a problem with your glue. The shit won't release. Like, I can't get the damn the glue. It's holding too good. I got an issue with that.
No,
we like to give him shit.
I have that giant Smash Master from Metal Medic. I've got their Smash Master slide hammer. That thing is a beast. It's an absolute beast.
Okay.
Nice. I'm waiting until he gets the sticky gum. I'm gonna try it.
Mm-hmm.
Only the reason I want to is because all the videos I've seen, it doesn't really leave a lot of residue on the panel.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
And
I'll be curious to try it then.
Yeah. So
my blue Sergio, though, man, it's gonna be hard to get me away from that blue Sergio. That shit will pull it down.
Look,
off the truck.
I have some of that.
So the cab corner I just did, that F350. I started out with the Sergio blue, but I had to use it pretty warm. And then it got to the point where I was trying to get the residue off there.
Mm-hmm.
And it kept working that glue so much that it kept transferring from my tab to the panel. And then that was a bitch to get off there. I lost about half the Sergio glue on that right there because I couldn't. I mean, I finally just had to spray it and scrape it off of that panel. So it was like, it's done.
I've not had that issue. Of course, I got an air conditioning shop, so
I was wondering how you got that dent out because I've had people.
Oh, that was the beginning on that. I mean, that was all glue pull, but I was like,
it was all glue pull. Okay,
yeah, because you don't have access to that spot.
No, I pulled the interior out of one of those and tried to. There's a little
tiny hole that's about that big.
It doesn't
you ain't pushing nothing.
No,
not that bit.
No.
Yeah. So it was all glue pull, man.
And that forward metal, I don't know what you guys think about that aluminum.
I hate it.
It's a pain, but the cab corners are just because of the way it displaced that metal out on that one. There is so tough, man. And but freaking glues. I used collision glue on a good bit of it to get it up, and then it was just Reaper glue after that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man.
A lot of blending.
Crazy.
So
I can't aluminum ones.
Yeah.
Well, Daniel, man, it was great having you on, brother. And
thank you guys so much.
We're just over our hour
Absolutely.
mark.
It was great.
Great show. I'm glad you're not one of those who says one word answers when you're asked a question. You can talk. So
yeah,
I love it.
Those.
I love it.
Good. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I wasn't really sure. I was kind of nervous about this, honestly, because
a lot of people are. It's like
earlier today, and you guys, I was like, I had a feeling like something was going to happen, and it wasn't going to work or something, and so I was like, whatever. My wife was like, stop. It's fine.
That's what I'm like. I was like, well, we'll just go live, and I texted you. I was like, well, if you can get on the next 10 minutes, if not, we'll reschedule. We'll try to figure it out before the next time. And then as soon as it was intro, bloop, it came up. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, everybody in the week
that's
awesome. That is nervous before we come on or they come on. I'm like, dude, it's like we're just sitting here bullshitting like we do, and it flies by. Next thing you know, an hour's gone. It's like, damn, what happened?
Yeah, I can't believe that. That's crazy. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yes,
that's
appreciate you coming on, brother.
Guys. I really appreciate you both having me on. That's amazing that you even asked me. So
for sure.
I feel very blessed.
Great. Like I said, we've always been about getting newer techs or techs that fly under the radar on here so people can get to them. So
even though we end up talking about PDR most of the time, we try to talk about your family life. We did squeeze that in, but usually it's mostly about PDR.
Well,
that's what we know.
So we appreciate everybody watching tonight and commenting. Been great. And we've got a show coming up, and I'm hoping we can do it next week. Me and Andy and others have to work out some details, but it's going to be a show kind of out of the norm.
Greg, hopefully they remember you. I forgot Greg was on the show one time.
I remember you. So
we're being forgettable.
Yeah, but there's several of us that want to dive into some of the pricing issues and stuff like that. And I think it'll be a great discussion show is what we're
going to go off the rails a little bit.
Yeah. We want to have a great discussion show. That's all I'm going to say on it. And it will be that. So we got to get everybody lined up. It may not be next week, but it's going to be soon. So anyway, with that said, again, thank you, Daniel. I'm going to put us in the back room, hit the when we close this all out, and then once we get off the air, I'll pull you back up. We'll say our goodbyes. And but anyway, we will let everybody know. And everybody, go to my page or whatever. It's Nappy Awards time. We won it last year for Best Paint and Body Shop as a paintless dent repair company. So go and nominate us. And you're so retarded. Peace out. See ya.
Bye, everybody.